Welcome back to Before I Go, the podcast for before I leave this earth. Welcome back to episode 4. I want to apologize. I'm sorry there was such a big gap between episode 2 and episode 3. Um, Not really an excuse. I think I kind of just kept putting it off. I've had episode 3 done for a while, and so by the time you've seen episode 3, that was recorded probably like 2 weeks before that episode. Released. So I do apologize about that, but kind of wanted to let you know what was going on with that because I do feel bad and I don't want that kind of to be a recurring theme. Um, I recorded it at a bad time. It wasn't the right time to record it as far as like getting it edited and then released. So yeah, that's all. Just a quick little disclaimer there for you. I'm going what do you want to call it today? I'm going commando. That's not the word I want to. Not going commando, but I don't know the best word for it. I don't have a script or list to go off of today. I just kind of want to update you on what's been going on in my life, talk to you about stuff I'm interested in talking about, and then we'll keep it moving. Um, so yeah, I'm sure you can tell I really just kind of went for it. And it maybe things are better, maybe things are worse. It's hard to really say for you. I am going to go grab some water, actually, so off to a really great start so far. Back, got my water. Here it is, just to prove it to you. A great time to take a sip. Yeah, let's see. Life's been crazy. Life has been a little bit crazy, and yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I told you guys I got a job. Um, it's been pretty good so far. I am only on my, let me see. I've done uh, sixth day, I think. I think was my sixth day today total. So still pretty fresh. I've been there for quite a while. I did training. I don't really count those as days, but now I'm in the restaurant, like actually doing stuff, and so there's that. I guess I'd said restaurant, so I don't know if that. I don't know how far I was going to give it away, but I'm working at a food place. I think that's probably integral for you to know. Um, it's a life podcast, so I would say it. You should probably know that. Yeah. I don't really want to talk about it much because I don't like work and how do I explain? Sometimes, like, I'd love for work and life to just get along great, but for a lot of us, that's never the case. And for me, I think that is one of the biggest goals, really. Uh, Maybe even more than film, and I think films are kind of locked with it. But let's say film isn't the thing for me, right? Which I don't know how that would be the case, but sure, let's say film isn't the thing for me. More than anything, more above that, it's just being happy doing what I do. If I'm not happy doing, film in the future, then why would I do it, Um, so being happy doing what I do, and that's just it's a hard thing to do, I think, when you're young, and in my opinion, in today's society, like it's just not always an easy thing to do because it's a entry level job. Entry level jobs are typically kind of you know work your heart out kind of thing, and it can be difficult. But anyways, I'll move past that. Um, it's been a lot. It's a lot of information. I work at a very very popular place, and so it's just there's always something going on. It's insane. I do get paid pretty well for an entry level job, so I'm happy with that. I'm very satisfied, I guess, overall with all of that and how that's going. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Uh, I've had a lot of stress over certain things about it, and that's been tough. I had someone. I guess I could say this. I'm not saying where I work, so I don't think it matters too much. If by chance you work with me and are watching this, which is crazy to me, I don't know. Hey, more power to you. I appreciate it, but um, we have very strict like grooming standards, as in I got told today that my beard here was too long. So that was annoying. And also just I just got ah I got stressed out about it because I'm like I've had this problem a few times now and I don't want like I'm not trying to be a problem, person. So another thing that sucks is I get razor burn and I don't want to get scarring, so yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. It is what it is, and I'll just kind of, I'll make it do, and I'll be all right. But yeah, that's a bit annoying. The back of my hair here, we've talked about it. Getting a haircut Friday. Don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't want to deal with it at work, and honestly, it was fun. It was fun to do the mullet. It's hardly a mullet anymore, and in the shower, all that hair back there is kind of annoying. So whatever. Getting a haircut, that's a big life update. But yeah, just kind of learning to get back into working again and into that groove of things. And so, I don't have anything to complain about. I don't, but um, at the same time, you still do. And so it's like, that's hard for me because it's like, I feel like I have the right to complain about this, but maybe I shouldn't be. So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I have a job and I get paid great for an entry level person. I don't get paid great. Maybe you could, with the hours I'm working, you could not live off of this. But don't know why I had to bring that up. But I do good enough for where I'm at, and it's not. I'm not getting paid nickels and dimes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's just a lot. It's it's a much different groove when you go from, oh, I can kind of like go to bed whenever. I should probably go to bed around this time and wake up here. It's like you're going to bed and you're thinking about, I gotta be up this early, or I gotta do this or that. So it's the little things, man. It's getting back into it that's a difficult thing for me, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. It is. It's a hard thing for me to do, and it's building character. It really is, and I think the thing I would say is this: if you're someone was in my position, not in my position now, who's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like take off work for a few months. That's great. I think you should do it. I do. I recommend it actually, but be ready because when you go back, it sucks, and you better get ready to go back. Otherwise, you're gonna be in a tough spot. So I went back, but it's a tough transition. Is that a tongue twister? A tough transition. Tough transition. Tough transition. Tough transition. I always say we're like 5 times fast, like they say, because I'm like, oh, I'm like, no words. I just completely. I didn't lose my train of thought, but I kind of I wasn't really thinking too hard there. I say word 5 times fast to see if it is a tongue twister or not. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say, but it was. So here we are. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about work. The thing with work is, maybe along that note, I took a week off essentially, and that was difficult for the mental part to go back to work because I worked like 4 days, right? And then I'm like, okay, bye. I'm going away for a week. Oh my goodness, the cat. I'm not cutting, dude. I'm not cutting. I'm not. Not. Say hi, Gath. Anyways, that was difficult to go because you start work, right? It's 4 days. Okay, I'm kind of getting into the groove of things. And you stop it. You're gone for a week, and then you're back, and you have to kind of get back into it again. Not the most fun thing in the world to experience, in all honesty. There's Lola. Look at that. Look at that. Finally, a good view of Lola. She's always in this corner here, but now look at her. Will she move? Yes, probably. Maybe. Hopefully not. But probably. So yeah, whatever. That was tough. But why was I gone for a week? Well, I was in Wichita, Kansas, and I know exactly what you're thinking. It's what everyone else thinks. Oh, Kansas. Wichita? Well, Wichita actually is a rather populated city. Let's take a look at how many people live in Wichita. Here's the thing. I like Kansas, and I can't help it. Can't help it. And specifically, I think Wichita is a pretty city with a lot of nice people. Geez, 395,000 people in Wichita. So it's a big city, right? It's it spreads out at like a lot of distance, so it's not like as many people per square mile as you think. Uh, what is that? People per square mile. 2,454. I don't know how many that is, but it's not that much. Like as far as like traffic and everything going on, it doesn't feel much bigger than the city I'm in. So it's moderate. It feels like a suburb town and more than like a urban kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, the thing is yes, Wichita is a lot of flat corn, wheat, hay bales, and yes, that's a lot of Kansas. I'm not one to say it isn't, and I'm not one to say, oh, that part of Kansas is really interesting, because it's not. Let's just be honest, it's not. But Wichita isn't really a lot of that. There's some areas that are kind of like that, where you're like, oh, here's a big area of nothing, but that's kind of nice when it's integrated with a city, actually. It kind of is. Wichita has a lot of good food, too. They care about food, man. They do. They love their food there. And is it, let me be honest, is it the healthiest food in the world? No. No, it's not, but it's good food. It is good food. And is any food that you go out to eat for that good for you? Not really. Sometimes, so I think their food scene is great. Wichita, downtown Wichita is a great place. I'll pop up a picture here. Can't believe I did that to myself. You know me, I don't want to do much editing, but here we are. Man, poor Attic has to do editing. We'll mark that 15 minutes. I'm sure I'll remember it. 15 minutes into the recording. For you guys, it's probably like 14 something, 13. Anyways, there's the Keeper of the Plains. Okay, that's not that interesting, but it is it's a thing. And they have a nice little, like, I don't really think it's a real river. Maybe it was, like this LA River that's like not a real river. It's like a man-made river. But they have something that goes through Wichita. That's great. I like how it looks going through like a giant, like city, giant in quotations, but tall buildings. And then, there's a place called Brahms. You've probably never heard of it before. They got ice cream and hamburgers. Never had that hamburger, but the ice cream was good. It's like Dairy Queen, but on like a better and smaller scale. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. Now, why was I out in Wichita? I probably should have stated that first. Well, I was in Wichita because I'm kind of like saying things in a weird way. I was like on a rant, and I'm continuing that. I was in Wichita to see my girlfriend's family, her grandparents to be exact, over Thanksgiving, and it was spectacular. I enjoyed it a lot. It was excellent. Yeah, it's just, it's weird. But I don't most of my grandparents aren't around anymore. I have my nanny, grandma in Italian. Sure, I've said that before. But everyone else has passed away. The other three, and so I haven't had that for a while. I'm trying to think how long it has been. Geez, probably like a year and a half now. Since I had another grandparent, so it's a tough thing, and it happens. It happens to everyone, and some people don't ever even get to experience that. So I'm so glad I did. But then they're gone, and there's less of it. And my girlfriend's grandparents feel a lot like my own grandparents in a lot of ways. They're similar to how my grandparents were. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a really cool experience to be able to go and, be with them and enjoy their company over Thanksgiving. Um, and it's like the perfect time for that, not to be all cliche and corny, but it really was a perfect time for it. And I haven't seen them in a while. I have gotten to know them, but they live in Kansas. And so it had been, I'm thinking, over a year, since I had last seen them. And so that's a difficult thing to kind of cope and deal with because, that's a long amount of time to not see someone. And I can't really imagine what that's like, for my girlfriend. But yeah, it was a really great time out there. I went on my first, I didn't know what it was called, but like turkey trot, I guess, pre Thanksgiving run. My girlfriend and I went on a little 2 mile run, and that was good before Thanksgiving. It was definitely worth it. And to me, we haven't ran together since like the first month of our relationship. And just so you're aware, um, January 2nd, 2024 will be my 3 years, 1, 2, 3 years. That's crazy, by the way. I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, dude. That's wild. That is so wild. I can't even believe it, man. I really can't. It's like, that was cringe. And yeah, so, damn, dude, I need to get better at this, man. I'm forgetting my track. It's like, this time I completely did forget my train of thought. What was I talking about? You're like, you are talking about this. Just remember. I don't. I don't remember. So, but yeah, we're going on to 3 years now. And so, yeah, I guess what I was maybe trying to say is I've gotten to know her grandparents over the course of those years, but yeah, maybe to transition into that because I do want to talk about it. 3 years now. It's a strange thing because never in my life has time passed so quickly than it has those past 3 years. It is wild. Probably about this time 3 years ago, I was, on Instagram scrolling and I found a cute girl and I looked through her Instagram and I said, wow, she's cute. Didn't do anything about it. A month later ish, I make a video, or maybe it was a. Let's take a look actually. Um, at some point, I had made a video about my cat Blue, who passed away, and Blue, if you followed around, Blue really means a lot to me, or meant a lot to me. Just the best cat in the world. Um, and so, I made a video about it. My now girlfriend comments on it. Sorry for your loss. Blue seemed like an amazing cat. I responded, oh man, I appreciate that a lot. He really was. Smiley face. And that's how my relationship started with my girlfriend, because of YouTube. So, boys, even if YouTube doesn't work out how you thought it would, you thought you'd be at a couple million subscribers by now. Now you're at the point where you're like, I'm not actually gonna do YouTube. I don't want to do that. Hey, do YouTube, man. Still, I learned so much from YouTube, let me just say, but also got a girlfriend from it. If I hadn't made this video, man, I don't know that nothing would have happened. So anyway, she comments that, and then I get a Snapchat notification that says, Melanie added you on Snapchat. I was like, okay, word, okay. And so I was like, and this, when I released this video, let's see when it was, December 18th, 2020. So actually, from my time now, from when I released, it's probably about like 2-ish weeks, maybe a little bit more than 2 weeks. Yeah, from, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. 2 weeks from when you're watching this, 3 years ago was when I released that video. Anyways, I was like, okay, I'm gonna add her, but I'm gonna sit back and just let it ruminate there for a little bit, and see if what I'm feeling, and not really see what I'm feeling, kind of devise a plan of how I'm gonna go about this, because I was kind of immediately like, okay, girl from school is definitely into me. I was just like, I'm pretty sure I said it to myself. I literally did this when I went to bed, and I went I went And I was like, Pi's doing this. And I knew she was into me, man. I reckon I say I just did. I was like, she's into me. She clearly is into me. Um, which is narcissistic, of course. But who else? Who else but me? Um, but yeah, did that, and I ended up reaching out a few days later, and I was like, Christmas Eve, actually, I think is when I reached out to her because I was feeling festive, and I was like, hey, I'll probably maybe I'll read it back to you when I have Melanie on the podcast. But I was basically like, hey, I was super vulnerable. As we've talked about, vulnerable, I think is one of my strengths and one of my weaknesses. I said, yo, I don't have any friends. Oh, I didn't say, I'm not sure I said that, but I was like, hey, I don't really got many friends. I don't hang out with people. I think you're cool. You want to be my friend and do something. Well, you want to do something. So, and yeah, we were quickly friends. And very quickly after that, we were in a relationship because we started talking. Okay. We started talking on the 24th of yeah, we started talking on Christmas Eve, right? So 24, 25, 26, 27. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 days later, I asked her, and really 9 days later, if you don't count the 24th, 9 days later, I'm like, you want to be my girlfriend? And so, yeah, yep, moved fast, and some might say too fast, and I wouldn't be one to necessarily say you were wrong, but that's the way it worked out, and it's in a great spot now. So maybe, but we're here now. We're still here, still thriving, and getting to know a person and then actually like dating them that quickly is it's gonna have its problems, but we made it work, and I'd say maybe it was sometime around um you know, New Year's time. Maybe you get the podcast on the anniversary. Will be the anniversary special episode. Kind of tell you about that part of my life with Melanie and get her side of things and the struggles that we've had. Because don't believe it's easy. It's never easy, man. Not, I can't think of a good relationship that was ever just always so easy. You have to work through things, and I'm so glad we have, and it's a great and very healthy relationship. So, enough about that. Won't always talk about Melanie, but it was a natural segue and something I felt like talking about with you. And that being said, I'm hoping Melanie's going to show up today, but I don't know. So we'll see. Yes. Now we're at the part of the podcast where I'm like, I don't know because I didn't script. I'm kind of trying to think about what's been going good in my life because, it's not all bad. Obviously, touch about Kansas, and that really was super good and had me on a high, and then coming back put me on a bit of a low. I guess I don't know if it's gonna be a highness. It's not. It's a topic of discussion. I've been thinking a lot about my future lately, and kind of the different moves I need to make forward on that, and it's a very scary thing, I guess. I feel very scared because it's like I've told you, like the big thing I'm looking to do in my life is move to Georgia, which is, many, many miles away from home. Not exactly a quick drive or a quick flight, even for that matter. So it's it's a scary thing. There's just so much to figure out, and it's like I think too far forward. I'm such a forward-thinking person that I think about too much, but I'm like, dude, the film industry is not a given industry by any means. It's like food is a given industry. You can get into the food industry and make your way up, or a business degree, you can kind of eventually get in somewhere and work your way up. There's certain degrees out there that just aren't, as much as I hate to say it, aren't great degrees to get as a college student. And one of the reasons I'm not going to college is because I think there's another type of schooling that I could probably learn from for a lot cheaper. And, the thing with college is like, man, that's going to take years and years and years to pay off. And just like, if I didn't have to pay something like that off every month going into the rest of my life, what a big deal. And so there's certain degrees where it's like, ooh, that's just not a plentiful career. It's hard to find jobs, or that job is never going to pay well. One of the reasons I still wonder why teachers do what they do, but hey, man, because dude, have you ever had a teacher complain to your class like, I work too hard and I don't get paid enough? And I sit there and I'm like, I agree, man, but like, you signed up for this. It's not like you didn't know what you were doing. I think a lot of teachers think, oh, I'm going to be the head of my department. And when you're the head of a department, that's when the big money comes. But it takes a while to get to be the head of your department. So, yeah. Anyways, oh, there we go. Casual. There we go. As that always happens, as we know. These are the facts. These are the facts. Anyways, that it's a hard thing to think about, and so I'm like, okay, when I get to Georgia, I won't be working in the film industry quite yet. I'll be down, probably working in food somewhere, food service, or whatever pays the bills, going to school-ish to learn film, and then applying to be a production assistant, and just hoping that from there I get to work my way up, just doing whatever I can. And so it doesn't sound very, how do I say, guaranteed, And that's a very, very scary thing to me, because I like guarantees. I like knowing boom, 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 boom. But I'm just kind of putting my faith in God and just, putting faith in myself, and, it's something that I'm going to work real hard for. And so, that being said, maybe to transition, one of the things I'm really trying to work on in my life is my work ethic. Being better at doing something. Like, let's just do it. You need to do this, so do it. You want to do this, so just do it. Don't postpone it. I'm a procrastinator at heart, and so I need to learn more before I go to Georgia about film. I just do. That would make me feel so much better if I knew more. And so there's just so much on my plate right now, and it's nerve-wracking, but biggest thing I know, and I've been told by many people, by my parents, my girlfriends, mentors, teachers, is just don't put it all on your plate at once. Go one at a time, and you're gonna be okay. You don't gotta think about it all at once. It doesn't work like that. You can't. It doesn't do anyone any good. So, yeah. But we'll see, man. I'll keep you updated on how all that ends up going. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. So, yeah. Okay. Transitioning again. I haven't felt any need to post YouTube videos. Besides, like, maybe I'm like, an idea for a film, I'll post that on YouTube. There's just been no need there. So it's weird, because I never used to feel like that. Obviously a podcast is different. I feel need to post a podcast, but it's just different, man. I just don't enjoy YouTube videos anymore. I really don't. And that's a hard thing to say out loud, because I did it for so long, but I'm just not a YouTuber anymore, man. I'm just not. It was fun, and I think I can still, end up making them in the future, but for me, it'll be hard to be like, for what point? You know what I mean? Like, how much do you want this versus how much do you think you're doing this for the people? And the people isn't really, just to be honest, isn't really a lot of people. So, yeah, I don't know. The small side production stuff and trying to be funny, those aren't even videos I'm interested in as much so anymore. It's hard for me. There's a few people I watch who are like that, but not many. And I watch them because they're very good at it. And it's not so natural for me anymore. I feel like I'm not being myself as much. I have to force it more. Where for the people I have always liked to watch, they are very natural with it, and they can turn it on and turn it off. But when they turn it on, it's like it's still them. It's just, they're acting, and that's because they're actors, and maybe I'm not in that way. But speaking of, I would love to try um acting. It's one of those things I've been thinking of. I don't know that I'd be good at it. I could be very bad at it. I could be very bad. And if anything, maybe that's a probability. But I love good dialogue, and I think I want to start making some of my own. I don't know what you call it, like a screen test or a reel. I don't know. Just kind of where like someone is reading their dialogue to you, kind of almost monotone. Usually is what it sounds like to me. And then you're on camera and you read it back. So like a talent acquisition or something like that could, look and kind of gauge if you're going to be right for them. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how heavily I pursue that. With everything. Yeah. And maybe that's another thing. I need to learn to pursue things, two at once almost, because I'm working right now. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm working. I just got off of work. I don't need to go do that. But it's like, dude, you like to do that. You like to do this video thing or that thing or this thing. It's like, you like to do it. It's not going to actually take energy. It's the hardest part is getting set up to film, and then you're good, dude. Like, or just other things, or even if it's like looking into like a school for film, it's like, okay, yes, that's work, but like it's so worth it for you. It's such a small thing too. Just go sit down and do it on your computer. You're fine. So I think I like almost like reward myself too much with work because I'm like, man, phew, 4-hour day. Man, that was a long day. That's sarcasm. It's like, you're fine, dude. Go and do something else now. You're going to be fine. You're going to almost probably enjoy it. Just go do it. And so, I don't know. It's hard for me to do that. It's a big problem I have. I think work ethic and that are two problems I have. Just to be honest. When I'm on a job or doing something, my work ethic is great. But it's the drive to do it that is lacking. And I want that drive. I really need that invigoration. And so, I can't help but say, like, in my head, I can't help but think, like, and maybe I'm chalking it up to more than it needs to be, but I can't help but think, like, man, like, once I'm in Georgia, it's just going to get a lot better. And yeah, it'll get a lot more stressful. I'll be living on my own, thousands of miles away for the first time ever. I'm terrified, but I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. I have to do it. I can't not do it. So, yeah, man. I'm a nervous wreck, as you can see. But, yeah, we're out here, we're doing it, and yeah, I will say the weekends are very bittersweet thing nowadays. A very bittersweet thing. But I am looking forward to the weekend, dude, and I'm looking forward to Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas to wrap up the podcast. Go for like another 10-ish minutes. A little shorter podcast today, I think would be good. So I keep checking my phone because I'm like waiting to see if I'll hear from Melanie. I'll see. Yeah, about to get paid. A more significant amount for the first time. So I'm looking forward to buying presents to it. That's like my favorite part about Christmas, man, is getting stuff for people. I love it. It's so much fun to be like, ooh, I want to get this person this and this person. It's a fun little thing. I love buying things for people. Gift giving, gift receiving, what can I say? I love it. I do. I really do. It's fun. Very fun. Watching the money drain out of your account, not so much, but I'll live. I live with my parents. So I think I'll be just fine. I was sitting back the other day and I was thinking, like, dude, it's crazy. And like maybe even a year, you'll be looking back to like this point in your life right now where I'll be honest, I feel pretty stressed and overwhelmed and like things are hard, and I'll be like, that was nothing, dude. That was nostalgic almost. I almost wish I was there. Um that it's funny that I'll probably end up being there one day. It's a crazy thing. I mean, not even one day, just like a year. And then like 5 years from there, I'll be looking back on that point being like, man, that was easy. Wish I was back there. And then 5 years from there, you know how the drill goes. It's yeah, it's just that thing, that kind of like idea makes me feel better about it. It's like, dude, it's not so bad right now. Enjoy it. It's not so bad. But yeah, this is my favorite time of year. Last year around this time, I was working at as a customer service agent, right here at this desk, taking calls, and helping people with their stuff. I think as of today, I wasn't taking calls yet, but that's me getting caught in one of my logic traps that I do. Uh, but yeah, it's a weird thing, and it was a tough time. But then like fast forward a little bit towards Christmas time, and it was excellent. I love Christmas. Just all the cool things that go on around Christmas, and yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed now. Like I'm gonna be working, I won't enjoy it as much, but I will. I will. I'll still do all the things and still see people and still do things and blah 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 blah. It'll all still work out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Um, New Year's as well. Trying to take off work around New Year's for the anniversary of Melly and I, 3-year-old anniversary. So yes, sir. Looking forward to that. I'm getting tired. I talk a lot at my job. The voice gets tired. I get tired. I'm going. I'm tumbling to the finish line, man. But I'm gonna make it. We're making it. We're making it to that 45-minute mark, at least on my end. On your end, maybe not. But we'll just have to see. I will say, man. I will say, my favorite gifts to receive, I think, ever, have always been gift cards, dude, for food. It's an easy one because it's like, how isn't someone not gonna want that? Like, I'm not like, I don't really like Subway that much, but if you got me like a $10-15 Subway gift card, $10 by the way, barely gets you anything at Subway these days. And that's just wrong, man. That's just wrong. Anyways, I'd be like, I'm very grateful for that and excited to go and use the Subway gift card. I don't really like, if you got me a Burger King gift card, Burger King's not that great. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be excited to use it. Now let's go up a McDonald's gift card. Okay, okay. Um, Dairy Queen. I'm not gonna get a burger, but Dairy Queen or Cold Stone. Okay, those are ice creams out of the way. Cane's chicken. Oh my goodness, dude. If you don't have Cane's chicken, I feel bad, man. Cane's chicken. Oh my goodness, dude. Their sauce is so good. Dipping the fries in the fries aren't that good, but dipping the fries in the sauce, dude. A Chick-fil-A gift card. Oh, Chick-fil-A gift card, dude. Let's go. I got a gift card actually. When I got done coaching my flag football team, that hasn't happened in so long. Just the parents haven't been doing it. That's fine. Like I don't ever feel entitled to it. I think it's a nice gesture, and I think it should happen for all the coaches, in my opinion. But just what's funny is I was coaching like one of the schools that was like on the wealthier end of things. And this time I coached a school that was on like statistically like the poorer side of things. And guess what? The poorer side of things are the people who went out. They really went all out, dude. Man, they were like, money? You want some? And I was like, I need some. Yes, thank you. I will gladly take that from you. But I was gonna grab my wallet and show you. I got a gift card to a restaurant called Lazy Dog. I've never been there before. Only problem with that, it's $20. That's a great amount. I don't need any more than that. Only problem with those gift cards though is it's like, oh well, I have to like use some of my own money for this. I'm like, I'm not right now. I'm not really in the position to use my own money for that. Like I could, but like not the most financially sound decision I could make. But I'm looking forward to doing that sometime around Christmas with Melanie and take her out to dinner, lunch. That'll be great. It'll be excellent, actually. So, and I kind of I don't know if you could see me zone out there. And I'm sorry, I keep looking at myself over here, and I'm trying to do it up here more, but hopefully you don't mind too much. It just kind of it looks like I'm looking at notes or something. So, we're supposed to do a lunch or dinner, I guess, with Melly and her roommate, who I think is actually leaving pretty soon here, which is sad. But yeah, I was like, yeah, no, for sure, Melanie. Once I get the money, let's do that. Money is it's taken a while to get in. This next paycheck is a necessity at this point, a necessity, so I can start doing things again and also paying stuff as well. So I don't know. I just wanted to tell you why I zoned out there because I'm sure that was pretty obvious as to why I zoned out. But yeah. Let's look at one thing at the end of the last podcast. I think it was the last podcast. Or well, the last one that was released, I guess, is what it would have been. Wow, look how much more white it is. I was like, hey, when is Star Wars Outlaws going to be released? Because I love me my Star Wars games. And it had gotten pushed back. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, we're hoping March 2024 still, I guess, but I doubt that'll be the case. That's weird. I've heard about this game. Probably one of my best Christmas memories was last year. We went to go see the Avatar movie in 3D at the movie theater around Christmas time. Oh my goodness, dude. It doesn't get any better than that. Let me just keep it a buck with you. It doesn't get any better than that. But yeah, they're releasing the Avatar game. But yeah, that was just crazy, man. That movie is a movie that I'll never get to experience in that way again. I don't think. Like seeing it just visually looks great. I don't know how good the movie is itself. It was good. I liked it quite a bit actually. It was a perfect movie to see in a movie theater. Is really what I'm trying to say. It's great to see on the big screen. It's awesome. So, yeah. Just I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but yeah, great movie. I recommend seeing movies around Christmas time if you can because it's a lot of fun. It feels very festive. Definitely gonna go see Studio Ghibli. Hayao Mizuyaki. Boy in the Crate, I think is what it's called. What is it called? The Boy and the Heron. Yeah, December 8th, 2023. You best bet. I'll be in the theater December 8th, 2023 watching that movie. The last time I've seen I started saying I've seen lately. Not good vocabulary. I've seen it's coming out. And the last time I saw a movie that was a Studio Ghibli anime movie film was Ponyo back in 2008 or 9, dude, in the theater. So it's been a while. It's been a long time. So that's going to be super sick. Really looking forward to that. It's just going to be, come on. Couldn't ask for anything more. Is it a Friday? It's a Friday. Oh my goodness, that work week. That's next work week, actually, isn't it? Oh my goodness, dude. Next work week is going to be sick. I'm going to be like, dude, end of this week is going to be so awesome. It's going to be so awesome. Yeah, well, I guess the only thing I've noticed is I have to buy that with this tickets for that with this paycheck, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. I'll live. I guess I'll live. Yeah, and then I guess the other fun thing, two little fun things I'll say right before I go is might go and film something with one of my associates soon, and you know who you are. He pays quite well, and thanks. I don't know. I haven't actually fully responded to him yet, so I don't know if something fell through. It sounded like maybe, but I can't tell. Anyways, yeah, and then I'm making a song. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be something. That's for sure. And that's really all I can say on that. It will be something. No doubt about it. So yeah. Looking forward to it. The biggest thing though is I'm looking forward to making a music video for it. When does this come out? I don't know. Okay, we've stalled a bit. It's not just me. We've stalled a bit on our we got the beat done. The lyric part is extremely difficult, especially for me. But yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna not let it has to happen, man. It has to happen. It's gonna be excellent. It's gonna be so good. So I'll leave you with that there. Maybe I made it to 45 minutes on your end of things. We'll see after all the cuts and whatnot. I'll check you soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again a few days a week. We'll see. Probably a few days. We'll see. Goodbye, folks. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching yet another episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.